Hello, YouTube. I'm Cubby. We're going to do some more VoD reviews today. It's going to be NACL. We had a bit of a weird day in Challengers League where we were only able to play one of the series, so I'm actually streaming this a bit earlier. And yes, I always stream these. It's the one time I talk to you, YouTube. The rest I talk to stream. We just throw this on YouTube so that it lives forever. But I needed to do Wildcard versus AOE. That's an elimination match that I missed last week. And I also need to do Disguise versus AOE, which was played today. Maryville versus Fear was the other elimination match that was going to be played today. At the moment, we know it's not being played today. It will be played in the near future. And yeah, hopefully we're able to help out with that. But anyway, hello, YouTube. Now goodbye, YouTube. Hello, stream. Let's get into the first match of the day. We've got Wildcard versus AOE. This was an AOE 2-0. Now, Wildcard, 4 seed. Say goodbye to them a little bit early in the tournament, unfortunately. I feel like Wildcard had a decent split, but I will say that I expected them to either be relegated or kind of be here. But they took the 4 seed. They had better regular season. Definitely took some upsets during the season. And overall, I think I had a decent showing. So this comp, Karma first pick. We deny the Zin from Karma. Usually we see Kindred taken in this scenario, but when he's going to play Graves, a little bit more early power, and we have a Varus. Zeri response. Pretty good for holding the line for Zeri. Take away top laners. Take away top laner and a Nautilus. So then we have Rakan taken. I would have really liked Ram here and an engaged top lane. But we're going to take Alistar, who... I will say, Alistar, like, this has to go in, but this can really fuck with Alistar, and this deals really well with Alistar as well. Jace into Olaf. Olaf feels okay into this, but honestly, into the rest is eh. You kind of feast on Rakan, but Zeri deals with you decently well as Olaf. Overall, I think Wildcard really have to take advantage of these two early. And this is a lane that can do okay. So, like, I think Winnie has to, like, really get ahead in this game and stay ahead. That's a little bit tricky. All right. Also, as always, guys, follow the casters that I work with, Desrex and Beatdown, please. I love how we got a lot of people supporting my stream, but... at least give those guys a follow on Twitter, along with Path to LCS. We all do our best for Challengers League. And I like the team I work with, so. I can tell you the regular season, Karma had a 66% win rate in Challengers. I know it's been rather low in Pro, but in our league, it's been quite good. Also, Lucian had a winning win rate. Kalista did not, but we have some decent Kalista players, Wixie being one of them. Ooh. Okay, I like this. Wildcard is going to use Quacker in the Graves to force Rosethorn off, so his clear is delayed. So when he's going to pick the side of the map he wants to play on, this adds a lot of pressure to the Jace. And frankly, bot lane can kind of handle itself, given it's a Varus. But Rosethorn is going to take one camp and then get in here, which I think is necessary. So when he's a bit ahead. I think this is a game where maybe they should have saved one of the mid wards to spot the cross from Rosethorn. Yeah, I think Rosethorn's response here was pretty decent. Like, he got way more than he should have. And he's still able to deboid here. Jojo was indeed hilarious. It's so funny because when Jojo was in Academy, he would hide from doing interviews. According to his old coaches. I find that very funny. Okay, when he flashes the combo, Onat's going to be able to finish things up here. And he does have red buff, so he can walk away and TP back. Zumuto roams down. He got the wave in. They're going to help Onat base without burning a TP if he wants to. Okay, he's gonna TP. So this puts Graves ahead, and that should be Grubs now, but Quacker base, so Grubs can be contested. Yeah. So one smite of the way. And Rosethorn feels really good about that, honestly. He took his respawn Raptors too, so like all of a sudden from that, Rosethorn's in decent shape. I think if you get one of the Grubs and you're able to full clear twice, then you hit 6. Because Rosethorn didn't get all of his camps, won't be the case, but... Oh, I want to go switch the song, and now we have a fight. Sorry. So Varus base first, that makes sense. Oh no, Wixie's matching this base. Because Wixie 3-wave base, then Rakan went up. Now we're fighting. Okay, Aaron gets a kill and gets out. I mean, good focus. Honestly, I really like how Aaron played that. Meanwhile, topside. I mean, Quacker's going for the trade. If he gets the trade, he gets a bigger wave in. But because Zimido lives, I mean, it's just fucking disaster for Olaf. So I think wildcard, even with that trade, they are still losing across the map because now top lane is like pretty hard. Zimido gets this wave in, he can TP back, and if he gets it in fast, he can walk back, and then the top lane's just cooked. Jace is up a TP. Yeah, he's walking back. He's got Dirk, so top lane's really hard now. Oh, wow, they're going to hit him without... Wow, I really like this from AOE. This is really good. This is really good. So, like, off of Rosethorn's death, they're stacking Dragon, but Rosethorn's going to take Krugs, and they're going to get Olaf while he's got fucking nothing. I like this a lot from AOE. This is a good call. That's really good. I like that a lot from AOE. It's really good. I know we sick about AOE today, but I think AOE like ended up probably being about where I expected. Like, the funny thing is, like, with how regular season went, like, Supernova finished where I expected for regular season, but then the rest of their season, like, did not go the way. What the fuck? Like, Supernova being bot 2 is something that no one had, but, like, everything else, like, kind of shook out the way I expected. I'll dig up my NACL tier list maybe after this one. Because literally the 4 teams left, I would have had Supernova, but I would have had the 4 teams that we have left. Pending Fear MU. I had MU lower, but then they changed their roster. Because my tier list I made before MU roster got swapped, and I didn't move MU far
like you
enough.
said, Cubby.
Username 69TV. Thanks for the follow, and yes, that's why I had to rewatch that, because indeed, the Talia all punted their marksman above the wall. Well managed from wildcard. So again, this is mid-prio. And from this skirmish, like when he has total control, he forced Rosethorn out of this side of the jungle, so this is all free. Two points for Jace is really tough. Yeah, I mean, Winnie has info here. He's spotted, but, like, this is fucking crazy. He's got no help. Darkwings is going for the wave, so Winnie just goes way early. And really nice turn from Rosethorn. He prepped the 3 Talon Strike on the Grubbies. And the flash to knock up with Samuto. Well played. So Jace is fed as fuck. That's always dangerous. Samuto got gapped pretty hard top lane in DSG. Was that normal? I think Samuto had a few hit or miss series, but as you can see here, like this game, he got fed a kill and he's doing really well. I thought Samuto played really well actually against Fly C. But I rate tenacity very highly in the top lane, so I can't believe that tenacity is not all pro. I'm so sad. Train tanked like 4 members to enemy team with Aatrox, 90 seconds for this team out of the game. Oh god, that game was very sad for a lot more reasons than just that. Hold on. Kramba has TP. Really nice engage here from Breezy and Onat. This is really well done. Really well played by AOE here. Like, I mean, this game's just cooked from this moment, you know? Like, for me, this is kind of like where the game ends. At least it should have ended. This is really well played by Breezy and Onat. I don't think that Wildcard can, like, walk up group like this. They're way to the play. Darkwing's just fixing top at this point. He's late. I think that right when that wave's dead, Darkwings has to TP, but he doesn't have any good TP targets. And Quacker has the angle, but like he's so far behind, and then once you lose 2 members like this, I mean, you're just fucked. Fake God? I don't know. I thought Fake God, like, again, I saw him all last year in Challengers. I thought he was, like, pretty deep, like, pretty solid. At this point, I really want to see Surdy in LCS some way. Castle's been much better than what I thought. I will say that I think INT played towards Castle a lot. So someday in the Krish, yeah. I sincerely think that Surdy would be a really good fit on NRG. But I think that NRG probably just gets Licorice. That's just my gut, you know? I don't know any behind the scenes there. It's just my gut. So bot dive attempted, and it's a trade. More kills on the Zeri is nice. Doke would return to Gory. Yeah. I mean, I don't think Doko had his best split, but we have obviously seen Doko do better in the past, you know? Honestly, I think the change that a lot of Shopify Rebellion fans like won't like me saying, but should happen, is I think that Tomio should play instead of Boogie. I thought Boogie actually had a really bad split. I think you have to change energy. If you, like, they did win a split, if you remove the fact they won a split, you have to change. Like, all the rest of the results, you have to change. Alright, I really like the series of events here from AOE. So they sack Herald, but they're first to mid and top wave. And again, Onat and Breezy get a really nice pick here. The 40% slow from the Recon support item, or whatever the fuck the tank support item is. I don't know what it's called, but it's bullshit. It's not bullshit, it's just really good. This is really nice from AOE. Really like what AOE did here. I know that we say goodbye to Wildcard. I do want to give a shout out to the Wildcard. I think that Aaron improved a lot this split compared to the last times I've seen him. And Doxa was alright too at support. I think that he wasn't the strongest support in our league, but I think Doxa had some decent moments. Wixie on an LCS roster. Yeah, I thought Wixie had a really rough start to the split, quite frankly, but he really started to play much better towards the end. I mean, we're just fighting before the turret goes down here. Like, I think the wall from Onat, if anything, could have been a little bit delayed because they shred this turret so fast. And I think Rosethorn goes in because the turret's about to expire, and then they take a lot of turret shots. It's a nice fair assault from Aaron, too. It ends up doing a lot of work. Yeah, I think Aaron just got a Q and back off, so the Q and walk forward. He gets slow during the Q. Nice. Good job, Wixie. It's a decent hole from Wildcard. I think AOE went too early there, but idea is decent. What's up, Dr. Professor Sergeant Mr. M? A weird day, but everything's alright. Zamudo just fucking... That was an interesting TP from Zamudo. I don't like this one. I don't think he saw Darkwings here. Yeah, Darkwings is in fog. I think he thought Darkwings was going to group. But when Darkwings shows up here, it's a little bit awkward. I think that Wildcard's really split on this call. I think they should have based Quacker and then had Darkwings walk with the team. Mr. M. I fucked up. You know, if you remove all the titles in the middle, you're actually just Dr. J. Do you know when Maryville plays? Not today. Nothing like insta-flashing after TP, yeah. This is a little bit of a tempo killer from AoE. I think that AoE... I mean, Zamudo... it's a really nice ult from Aaron, actually. Finds the root on the Breezy. I think Aaron actually could have killed Breezy here with this... I think Aaron should release the arrow at Breezy right now. But the Q flash just kind of needs to get out Onat combo. And Twee is so OP. You do have Olaf and Karma Shields. but I don't think there's enough. You're victim to Jay's poke. Really nice poke there from Zamudo. Whoops. Yeah. It was supposed to be today. Yes. I like the commit from a wildcard. I just have no idea why Onat's here. He's got no vision. Yeah, Onat should just never be here. The AoE is really reaching. Like, they're doing the dragon right now, so Onat has no reason to be there. Yeah, I'm excited to cast that one. Sheesh. I mean, I do think the pick on Onat, like, I'm okay with the push here from Wildcard. I think this game is, like, really hard for them. Rosethorn's on Dragon, like, the series was just really weird from each of our teams. Like, oh, I think Onat should never be here. I don't know. And Wildcard's behind at this point. I think Doxa needs to, like, get Zeri off, and the play for Wildcard is, like, almost to prevent, like, just get as many out as possible. Like, I would sack Doxa and try and get 4 out. So I'd hit Wixie out in this instance, and then try to play for recalls, which they do, and they do okay, honestly. Eyes closed. Eyes. That's what AOE is doing during their recalls right here. Eyes closed. I got FlyQuest, and I have TL winning, and then C9 beating FlyQuest. I think the C9 FlyQuest series, though, will probably go to 5. I think the TL wins tomorrow in 3 or 4. I think a lot of people are like, oh, C9's like, everything's just fucking fixed. I think that FlyQuest, some of the way they've been playing is actually could be pretty good in the C9. One thing I've really enjoyed from FlyQuest Play Avoid is that I think that Jensen and Inspired are doing a really nice... Jensen, Blippo are coordinating really well on how to attack top. And with some of the mids that are meta right now, like Talia Ari, which Jensen is being pushed to because Oriana's always banned against that team. I don't know if Jensen's going to have like the same lane leads that he did in his series against TL, but I still think that they can find some of those timers. If C9 bash FlyQuest tomorrow in 3-0 fashion, then yeah, C9 can definitely say they're back. I don't want to take anything away from their win against 100 Thieves, but I think it's safe. Like 100 Thieves did not have a good series. And regardless, like River being sick, like I think they drafted a little bit disrespectfully, which, to be fair, 100 Thieves has been doing for most of the split, but there were a couple games where I saw 3 winning lanes and winning jungle, and C9's the best team in the league at cashing that in, so. Man, do you know where is game Fear Maryville? It is delayed. People could not log into the TR. And it's going to be played tomorrow. I know it's a little funky, so apologies. Dude, Olaf and Azin used to be a great matchup for Olaf jungle. Used to love this matchup. It's actually really unlucky that Aaron's ult misses here. Look at this Varus ult. This misses. I mean, Rose Thorn's in the air, but like that thing... Oh, no, it did hit him. It did hit him. Okay, sorry, it did hit him. Wait, or is that... Yeah, it did hit him. Yeah. Okay, thank God. I think Aaron and Winnie have to step up on Zeri right now. Instead, they go to the Jace, but Jace has flash. I think this is the one opportunity you have to like actually get Wixie, because it's a stun into a root. And if they step up on the Zeri, there's a window where they can maybe do something, but they did not. Now Wixie runs the rest of the fight. And it's a Penta. There was actually a real chance, though, to get Wixie there. Kentucky might lose to Oakland? Good. It's March Madness, man. Get the upsets going. This was game 2? I did game 2 first? Fuck, I knew something was wrong. Damn it. Alright, congrats to you. I didn't notice the entire fucking game. Game 1. Alright, well that's gonna be really awkward. There's gonna be, on the chapters, I've been putting chapters in, it's gonna be game 2, then game 1. Time to restart. Hi, YouTube. Fuck me. That's fine. That's really funny, actually. That has not happened. Hi, YouTube. Holy shit, that's really funny. I just did I did games out of order. I got off a busy day at work to watch NACL. What happened? TR. Some TR issues. People couldn't log in. I think it was server issues, what they're saying, but yeah, it is Sedge. Anyway, game 1 of the series. We just did game 2. Oops. Ori knock. Mandir top. We have Renekton and the Udyr. So we're actually kind of contesting, and then we secured the Varus. Lulu and Renata I like. I mean, this is definitely like big front line, big back line, something to make plays. I will say that Onat is a good Ahri player. I was trying to pitch Onat Gragas mid, because you can play it in the Ahri. I've been seeing a lot of Ahri blinds, and Gragas is like an old counter to the Ahri. I think it's actually really doable right now. The Roa, Seraph's Gragas, I think like they nerfed that shit on the live patch. I think it's really OP on 14.5. Regardless. I really like this matchup into this. I was a bit surprised to see the Kalista Varus matchup, as I favor Varus. And I think Lulu's a really good pick this game. The biggest issue is that this has a chance to make this all go boom boom. And that's something that AOE is going to have to play around. Caveman bot level 1 with double range matchup. So, play for ward. We didn't have a sweep. I would have really liked for sweep to come in. I think brush control matters a lot. And yeah, you can see the level 1. Nice glitter lens from Breezy. The buffs are really nice. That's if memory serves correct. This game was close. Rosethorn tried to guess the flash. Yeah. So Rosethorn's trying to guess the flash here. And Darkwings just holds it. And then they find Winnie. Now Rosethorn does smite away the Raptor, which is kind of funny. So he actually picks this up. But Winnie gets a kill. Now Onat gets another one. So double buffs go over to Onat. And he gets 2. So, I mean, AOE wins out of that. I think the flash out, or the Q from Onat was really good. And he hits that charm. Special from Knock was fine, though. Like, he at least dodged out on the stun. Because, like, the stun follow-up's a lot of damage. So I think it just lost. Sedge right there. A little bit more, some more stats in the boar. When he hits that smite steal. So he takes the blue. Rosethorn gets to rotate out camps, though. And Winnie's really delayed from all this. Because keep in mind that, like, Winnie's path here was top to bot. Which I think is kind of weird on Nocturne. Like, I think for me, Nocturne, I really want to rotate out my AoE camps. And so Winnie getting those to respawn late, like, that does set Nocturne's game pretty far behind. Everything has changed. So Grubs go over to the Udyr team. Udyr's doing a nice job of keeping Renekton under his turret. I think the items that Quacker has gonna help reduce some of that damage. Kind of nice. I don't exactly know the Udyr into Renekton matchup. I think that you go Leonries, though. I think you have to go a little bit of damage. Because if you just play for Turtle Stance, the Empowered W does too much work as Renekton. Yeah, it's like Rosethorn denying these camps is actually really nice. And I like that move from Rosethorn. Now, Nocturne's game's a lot better at the moment. As he doesn't have 6 yet, but he's like 1 camp away from 6. Alright, so oh, why are we flashing here? We are dead. That's a tilt flash. Yeah. Smith just dead on my screen. There's like nothing else to say here. We're just flashing for fun. In the wise words of APA, we just flashed air. Even if he gets out of that, he just burned double E and Quacker can hit the Nas button and run him down. So, I don't know. I don't get that. I appreciate how Quacker didn't run straight back to lane there. He was just looking for mid, or like checking the bot camps here for Nocturne. I think that's good given that they just took Dragon. So I really like that from Quacker. It's small, but it's good. 6 grubs for wildcard. And they got the first Drake, too. I mean, Drake's a little bit late for the Callista stacking team, but I think the only thing that, like, wildcard hasn't hit so far they really want this game is, like, an Ori knock combo. But overall, it's been a really nice start for wildcard. That feels bad. When he was looking for, but he's kind of low. I like that they showed some restraint. I think the only targets that they would have had there was like the Varus Lulu, and that's kind of hard to get through. And Ori wouldn't have been arranged for that. I mean, bot lane's first to rotate here, so it's kind of tough for wildcard to take this. And it's a solo ult on the Aftershock Sejuani. So I think wildcard is in the wrong for trying to go for this. And I appreciate Doxa trying his best, but it's a frame-perfect cleanse from Wixie. I think the E-Flash might have gotten another kill for AoE. If Wixie... Or if Wixie flashes then E's instead of Eing and flashes. My bad. But if you hit the slow on Darkwings with the lethal tempo going there, I think that they get a bonus one. This is just a really bad take. And I think that they don't hit the knock Ori ult, right? So Darkwings doesn't have enough patience in this play. This is nice. Again, if I think if Wixie throws in flashes and then throws an E, you get the slow field. Darkwings already has flash down, so I think he would have gotten one more. Nice charm here from Onat, though. Good flash charm. So that hurts. That kills a lot of tempo. And now, like, the only thing that Wildcard has going for it is the fact that Quacker is pretty far up. Damn, you don't know what I might do tonight, chat? I might play some fucking League of Legends. There's a new patch out. And off-season's coming up, and I'm debating whether or not I want to grind. And I hear Mark screaming in the background, which means he's for sure playing. And I need to carry his ass a little bit. And then I'll warm up and play solo queue. What's up, Ken the G-Gen? It's been a while. It's fine, Mark. I'll grief. I haven't played in a bit. Yeah, I hope it's been a good kind of busy. We are both rusty. Yeah. Probably won't stream solo queue. I gotta find some stuff to stream though in the off season, so. Meh. Military stuff? Well, hey. Appreciate your service. That is a good cause, you know? There we go. So Wixie doesn't have any sums. That's a freebie for wildcard. Breezy flashes out. Good take. Still, though, like, not getting the second Drake for wildcard has put him behind a bit, and that's pretty hard. Yep. Yeah, I like the Sloop portraits. I appreciate how they let him pose with props, I think, is kind of fun for players. Okay. I mean, I think Quacker getting this wave in is huge because he's able to like ride the Dragon Wall to this play now. And Breezy doesn't have flash. We're trying not to ult Breezy. It's good Verisalt. But Quacker CC immunes it. No, Quacker went too deep. I mean, Wildcard, like, Darkwing's TP is so close to being off cooldown here, guys. And so by opting into this play, they went from playing 3 lanes and opting into a mid play. And they see Onat deploy. Like, Onat just walked over a ward here. So this is just a bad take. Yeah, now Zamudo's like back in the game. Onat? Holy shit, Onat. Let's go. I saw the vision. Really well played. Told you guys, Onat's alright. He's a good art player. Let's go, Onat. That's a terrible take from Wildcard. I mean, we're fighting without the Ori. Darkwing's had TP coming off cooldown. Like, we're pressing Knockar without Ori? I don't know. It's just not necessary. Yeah, I think Onat, like, low-key actually had a pretty decent split. It's just mid was, like, really top-heavy in our league. And so it was really tough to stick out as a mid laner if your name wasn't Quad Spyrax. And, like, Roamer was owning everyone in lane. Roamer had some moments outside of lane that were, yeah. But those three, like, there's a stat that Chris Papa Smithy, brought up to me that the mid lane, there were 7 players that were averaging being down in XP. And that's pretty ridiculous. To have, like, 3 people be up in XP and 7 down off the averages. That kind of says, like, how top-heavy this was. I'm not too surprised mid's top-heavy, just because, like, a lot of our top mid laners, in some way, shape, or form, either went LCS or left the scene. Looking at Insanity, Harry, APA, Spyrax came back, Copy. Like, these were all the names that we were, like, all kind of like, hey, like, Copy is really good. Like, Copy should be considered for an LCS spot. And, yeah, Copy got fucking robbed. The fact, like, he never just got an opportunity was kind of BS. Yeah. I'm always sad about Copy. He got reached out to in the offseason. He's like, I'm out. So, if he ever makes the decision to come back, I will always root for him. I think he had a really good head on his shoulders. Hold on. Doxa had to get yoinked here. No ults were used by AoE, but they had to ult Doxa out. It's pretty... And Quacker's split. What the... Yeah, I mean, Zamudo and... Wait. Oh, it looked like there were 2 portraits up, but there were not. Okay. Tragic, untold story. Honestly, yeah. Man, I feel like Wildcard just made a couple, like, really tempo nuking decisions in this game. Like, they actually played okay this game, but just a couple, like, choices they made, like, really just, like, fuck their tempo. Abyssal Mask is interesting on Nocturne. Like, you have an Udyr and an Ori, and you're gonna have the ball on you. It's kind of interesting. It's not terrible. Yeah. I mean, one of the best quotes that we had from, like, the player documentaries we did was Tenacity saying that he felt like Copy was the best player on that team. Because no one considered him to be the best player on that team. Like, the story of that split was that it was 5-Fire and then, like, Copy. And Copy was, like, one of, if not the only mid that, like, held the candle to 5-Fire. And, like, from there, I mean, Copy went to C9, and then he lost to 5 Fire in the finals. But, like, Copy played really well, like, for that split, where you just played no games. Or wait, no. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, I don't know, Copy was good. Wow, I guess C9 with a 3-0. I've got it inverted. I think TL 3-0, 3-1s, and then C9 3-2. All right, so AOE deny, or I should say wildcard get a drag, but like AOE got Baron. Copy was a really stable player, yeah. He was also really flexible. Like his Yone Tryndamere, when it like went to 80 mids, he was lit. His Orianna play was always really good. His Zoe was ridiculous. Yeah, I don't know. He got super robbed. Nah, his set mid was decent, but the goated set mid was JoJo. The JoJo set mid. The Tryndamere mid was really goated from Copy. Just whenever I think of set mid, I just think JoJo. The JoJo set was, oh my god. When he picked that against Mad out at what was it, like to get to Worlds, I was like GG. The goated set is cinnamon bread. Oh my god. We had fun with cinnamon bread. That was funny as shit. That team ended up taking third that split too. GG came back from hell. I still got that clip with Miyu and Summer, Rafa, of the cinnamon bread on the shirt. So Onat alt ended up kind of trolling Wixie. Or sorry, Breezy. So double flash. Yeah, Onat didn't get a reset till now. Oh. Oh my god, Wixie is just free firing. Oh, Darkwing's getting caught by Verisalt was pretty big. Because, like, Darkwing's already burned some shit, but now, like, Varus just autoed for free. And then Wixie flashes that. Well played, Wixie. I like how Wixie played that out. I think Wixie played this well. Going on Ari was a bit weird, though. It's like Nocturne got pulled so far back in, but Wixie, like, at least avoided the ults, and then he pushed really hard when he could. Quacker gets... Yeah. Quacker gets too far out, and, like, now this game gets really hard, if I remember correct. Because now, like, AoE... Quacker can't take Wix anymore. Rune ends. I mean, this is just not going to work. Aaron's not even here. No Fate's call up yet, so Doxa dies. Solo ult on a Varus, and that's GG's. Alright, so that was how AoE got to face Disguise. Now we get to see the Disguise series. Let's watch game 2 again, just to be sure. No. That was game 1. We already saw game 2. I got it out of order. And now we are on to DSG AOE, which I'll probably put the YouTube chapter starting now. So, DSG AOE, lower bracket matchup. Loser gets eliminated. Here we go. Dude, we caught Mazzella cheesing up here, by the way. As always, guys, follow my co-casters. These guys, we got a hardworking team. Joshi is so... Joshi or Doctor Strange? Travis should give Cubby a raise? Nah, come on. Let's be honest. Views are down since I joined because my brand sucks shit. We're small. You guys are hopping on the train while it's still rising, you know? What's the NACL bracket look like? Okay, hold on. We'll just do another intro for YouTube. I can pull that up real quick. Here's where the bracket's at the moment. So, this match is tomorrow. Sorry. This is tomorrow. I get to cast this one. I'm excited. And then we're going to hopefully play Fear versus MU tomorrow. It was supposed to be played today, but there were some issues with the league servers. So, it's going to be played tomorrow. Our goal is to cast it in some way, shape, or form. And the winner of that plays a best of 5 against DSG. And then it is the road to try and make stage. So whoever wins tomorrow gets to play on stage between these two teams, which is really big. And then DSG is trying to make the run. This will be my last cast until finals. So I'll be on tomorrow, and then we'll see you guys for finals. Can't understand. No. Was there a discussion about all pro selections? Yeah, FBI got fucking robbed. I also had JoJo first team mid, but that's fine. I think Quid split was good. But I still, yeah, JoJo's really good. Rooting for TLC, go Spawn. I thought Spawn played really well in the last series, so. Anyways, let's dive into this one, guys. We got DSG versus AOE. This was played earlier today. JoJo with a name value vote from Cubby? No, I actually legitimately thought JoJo was unreal this split. That guy, I thought his highlight reel was better than Quid's. Might be a hot take, but he was also in my MVP voting, and Quid was not. I had River inspired JoJo in that order. Karma's in. Really strong duo. Karma's being answered by Ari here. Onat went Phase Rush, which is some interesting tech. Renekton round out a rather powerful top side. And then we have Milio Jinx. I mean, if we're going to hindsight 2020 this, I think Braum would have been really nice here. Would have been a different response here for the Zeri. Like, odds are you probably get Lulu'd, which does kind of hurt. But I think you have a lot of auto attackers. And there is a decent amount of dive here that can kind of like hold the line. I think Alistar would have been a decent choice too. Just looking at this. You get fucked by this though. Ah, no. Fuck Ali. No, I'm lying. Sometimes we lie. Okay. But I mean, Milio Karma with this duo is pretty good. And I will say, I like Blitzcrank a lot to break it. You have 3 immobile people to hook, and Zin's not a terrible hook either. Because with Blitz, you can at least interrupt him with a Power Fist. Why is this VoD so jumpy? Alright. Playoffs don't count, but also I think JoJo, like, I still think JoJo had an unreal split. I think Quid at times 1v9 as well. I think that those were the obvious top two. I thought it was Quid split to get first, but again, if I had a ballot, I would have had JoJo first. In my ballot I made for myself, I had JoJo first. Depends on how you interpret MVP. JoJo is the best mid laner, yeah. Curious clear here from Rosethorn as he's really focusing on camps early. Perry comes to get some harass down on the Onat. I think at times when C9 is at the worst, you could also have the same argument for JoJo, and that's why JoJo made my MVP voting and not Quid. So Rosethorn gives up his top Krugs. He doesn't have anything to take on the bottom side of the map, so this actually ends up being pretty good for Perry. But it was an interesting clear from Rosethorn. I think he's doing this to prevent maybe getting invaded on the bot side. You see Jinx got first base. Honestly, JoJo River would have been such a sick combo. If that happened in the offseason, holy shit. I think River is a really good jungler for JoJo. Nice reaction flash here from Tenacity. Spoilers, Tenacity didn't make All-Pro for Challengers, and I'm kind of mad about that. I thought Tenacity was really good this split. Hold on. I mean, after that misses, Perry's up here, and it's just toast. Tenacity didn't make the 3 teams. We're putting them out, and we're doing a video for each team. But personally, my ballot was Surdy, Tenacity, Jenkins, unironically, even after the TLC DSG regular season. I thought the top players actually played really well. So, I mean, at the moment, this is a really good start for DSG. Like, topside is just super winning. Tenacity pulled this wave and has it frozen on Zimido, and even after Zimido's base, like, it's still Renekton favored. Do the roster changes make MA a favorite in the promo tournament? Good tournament, Chris. Or good question, Chris. I'm gonna go with maybe, depending on if CCG makes it. I think that, like, if CCG makes it, I think that it will probably be them qualifying. I don't think Lit's back. A practice Neo is the best marksman, and I do think that Prismo, like, was better in the back half of the split, but they really struggled. And Alorum's a really good pairing to have the best marksman in the tournament. But I think CCG is actually pretty good from what I've seen. And it just kind of depends on, like, how well Prismal Dardoch play in their redone role swaps. Tell me it was a sub for Shopify Rebellion, and I don't know. Honestly, if I was SR, I know a lot of people are calling to, like, swap out top lane. I would try Tomio. I think Boogie's the type of player that's going to win and lose you games. I think that Boogie lost more games than he won this past split. Scary Jerry is not in the promo tournament, though, because he was too good. So the trap hits Wixie here, which ends up really hurting AoE on this dive. It's a nice hook and setup from Breezy. Like, they reset the tower aggro because it hits the minion. And then Rose Thorn's here, right? We have the Q flash. Puma has a really nice ult to like try and help, but Wixie getting caught on that trap really hurt. But after that, Manui just got too far up, and he still goes down. So it ends up being okay for AoE. It's like where Milio's kind of weak, can't defend, but it took a really long time for AoE and the DSG makes the rotation. Also, Tenacity just got 4 points for himself in the top side off of 1 counter gank that he played really well. Really nice W flash here from Perry. Really well played from Perry and Young. This W flash from Perry is pretty nice. And that Q from Young is really nice too. So well played, DSG. By the way, after this, the games today, I pinged Tenacity nice 3-0, and he laughed pretty hard. Like, DSG's come together, yeah. I've talked to them a bit. They've got a little bit... I think that they've really, like, buckled down on, like, what calls they want to make. Instead of just, like, everyone making calls, they're trying to be a little bit more selective with the calls that they do make. Because, like, this team is... Like, this team has some talent, you know? A lot of people were really high on Perry after last year. I was really excited to see Tenacity come back. And, like, I think Tenacity's been awesome this split. I think Young's also had a pretty decent split. Yeah, I'm a little bit worried for DSG in the next 2 rounds, potentially, but we'll see if they make the stage. It'd be really good for us if Disguise got to defend. Like, just being honest. A Disguise versus, like, FlyQuest or TL match would be really hype. But I think at this point, it's probably going to be FlyQuest and then TL or MU. Actually, I will be honest. I feel like, I feel like MU like kind of won the Disguise match. Except kind of like this game. MU had a game that looked like this, and then they lost it. It's like this game right now is pretty winnable for DSG. And they did not win. It's a bit tragic. Young just absolutely fisting the Aatrox. I will say for AoE, I really hope to see this group in the league again for this upcoming split. I feel like they improved, and like for me, Wixie at times is a player that can be exciting. I think Breezy is still like a pretty good like benchmark for support in our league, and like I think highly of Breezy. And I thought Onat, like from this year compared to last year, like he didn't win our most if I had to pick a most improved player, I wouldn't have picked Onat, but for sure Onat would have been like within some of my consideration. All right, so Manui's no sums. Really good fish here by Breezy. Except I really like how Poom held the R, because it was both REE and Rel Q, which was stacked. So I think if AoE communicated that a little bit better, they could add a little bit of a better shot. Really nice W there from Perry. Threaten Onat too, get him out of the fight, and DSG wins the skirmish, takes the dragon. Rye doesn't work with him or something, that he has to get out of LOL. That's understandable. I mean, I'd much rather have Disguised in the league than, you know, some of the lower LCS teams that we have. I think Disguised would make for a much more appealing product and brand to have. We'll get some would honestly get some fans into League of Legends. Just and that happened with our Challengers final, right? Like there were people that were like, I'm here to meet Toast and like here to support Toast, right? I think that props to Disguised and Toast. Like I think he's done a really nice job with creating a brand. And I will always give him credit. Like, he hired some really smart people. I got to talk with, like, his team. He's got, like, Julia Wu on there from 100 Thieves, like, who's great at marketing and has a really good reputation, like, I think very highly of. And Fifth Laren is on the team, if anyone's a CSGO fan. I had a moment where, like, I was, like, chatting with him a lot, and, like, his, like, name popped up, and, like, I was at MOG Columbus, like, 16, you know? Like, I followed a lot of CS, and I was like, holy shit, man. I was an IIP fan, because of Get Right. So, and he's Fifth Laren's very intelligent. Like, obviously, he's accomplished some things as a pro gamer, but also just a really smart guy. So, I mean, I think Toast did it right. You know, if you're going to do this, then you got to, like, best thing you can do as a leader is hire smart people around you, and I think that Toast put together a really good team. They would be a top half fan base for sure. I mean, I will say I wrote a pretty aggressive tweet against IMT. I honestly have some empathy for a lot of the people there because, like, I know their content team. I thought that, like, towards the start of the split, they were doing some decent content with their players. I like their team. Like, I've always been sitting here kind of like being an Armeo defender on the stream. I think that Castle and Mask were, like, pretty decent this split. Like, IMT, again, arguably they had their best split. They took last, right? And that's bad. Like, for me, it's not nearly as much of a people that are on the team issue as it is, like, it's got to be an upper management issue. Like, I think Kelsey's tweet about IMT was, again, very accurate. Like, as usual, I'm pretty aligned with what Kelsey says here. Is we decide not to 1v3 the Renekton. This game is really not interesting until, like, the markup coming. I thought DSG played really well up until this point. One nitpicky change I might have made in this game is to have a black cleaver on Renekton. I think cleaver would do a lot of work for Xin and Jinx. Top 5 mechanical player in the league? I don't know. I don't pay attention to all the LCS content, I'll be honest. I kind of hold myself away from some content just to, like, try and have opinions of my own in a way. It's always important to listen. Like, I do a lot of listening, but I've done a lot less this split than others. All right. So Tenacity gets both solo laners to back up, and then we have a pause coming in, and from here, DSG loses the game. So Zumuto's on a ward. They chase him off. They're going to kill all the wards. Just going to get Onat ult. So, I mean, like, this is a really good state right now for DSG. This is where the pause comes in. So we have a pause. And then tragedy strikes. So important to note that a couple members of AOE used to be a part of C9 and also participated in C9's training grounds. Because they have stolen the C9 pause tech. So Perry gets his ult off, but Rosethorn just got in range to actually smite it, and he was able to smite it away. So that's decent. Like, you keep Baron on 4 and you get the yoink. It's pretty good. I just wait from Perry. Like, Puma has full vision. I think it's a little bit tricky for Perry because, like, he's trying to stuff the hook. Or, like, afraid of the hook. Like, if he gets hooked over, it's bad, but... Yeah. Really nice steal from Rosethorn. It's one of the happier gray screens he's ever been a part of.
Timing could be great, but like you said, Cummy.
Quatless. Oh, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it, guys. Always appreciate all the follows, subs, and everything. So, definitely, you know, I'm in this scenario where I love what I do, and you guys, at this point, do kind of help me do it. I was going through my taxes last year. I got my taxes done, you know. And I do have to report my Twitch earnings. And maybe appreciate you guys a little bit more. I didn't realize how much support I got last year, so. Wasn't anything too significant, but it does help me fund, you know. I was able to buy Helldivers because of you guys, you know. Perry goes way too hard here. Yeah, it's a really nice hook from Breezy. Like, I think this is okay from Perry. But, like, this misses, and then going on Zamudo was just uncalled for. It really opens up this turn where they just take Perry for free. It's not necessary. Really like how Tenacity tries to body block there from Manui. Sees how much he profits off our parasocial relationship, Sag. Oh, yeah, I mean, that's definitely it, guys. That's the only reason. No, I usually don't care about this stuff, but I didn't realize it was kind of crazy, like how much support you guys give me. So I really appreciate it, even more so. RIP Toast DSG investment. This was kind of weird for me because, like, Tenacity is getting his shit up, right? So I think that going for this was fine. I think that he just had to get out or, like, use Baron to body block. I feel like walking up here was an oops. And he gets one shot, and then Onak gets the turn. Manui's doing his best to, like, space stuff. Hold on. Why do I hate Caedral? I mean, good exit from DSG, but they missed out on the soul. Young looks a little bit too aggressively here with Poom. And Wixie gets a lot of gold from this, which really hurts. So, yeah, I think that DSG just went way too hard on this play. Because, like, Wixie getting a triple here was really significant for the rest of this game. Because all of a sudden, look at Wixie's items. So, I think DSG just, like... I'm really down for Young to, like, poke and push this. I thought that this was, like, way too hard. Because he walks into the shield break from Rel, and then... Yeah. I assume the Caedral response is to, like, Hotline League. And one of the topics I pulled, where it was kind of my take, it was actually from someone that was in the chat. It was Gambarino, about how, like, we don't have enough X-Pros on broadcast. And, like, Caedral, if you took his resume, like, he'd never make it on, like, a TNT, CBS, or, like, Fox desk, you know? Which is very true. And it stinks. Like, I mean, I think there's more incentive for these people to stream, but, like, for me, that's, like... I mean, I've always said, like, like, my experience is that I've worked with collegiate teams, right? And, like, I was a decent player. Like, I mean, hitting GM is, like, no easy feat. Like, I've hit D1 at one point, like, playing pretty much fill or, like, every role maining it, because I played 4 out of the 5 roles for my collegiate team at some point. But I should never even be on this product. Like, I don't believe that, like, I do my best to, like, do my homework, but I'm always playing catch-up to these guys. And I had the most game knowledge when I started casting in Season 10. My game knowledge, like, has really only gone down from that point. Because, like, now a lot of my knowledge comes from, like, I mean, I watch the tape and I talk with these guys, but I don't play the game at the same level I did, right? I can't talk as intimately about as matchups or, like, stuff I was able to do as, like, back then, you know? So yeah, like it's kind of a bummer. Like if I'm thinking of like what I'd want today's LCS to be like, if I was thinking like in the lens of sports, like I want Bjergsen on the product, you know? Like I like people like Caedral, like his resume, like would have never made it on a big broadcast. And I mean, this is not taking anything away from Caedral because I love Caedral. Like I think that he was fantastic on broadcast, and I really miss him, right? But like people like Broxah should be like, that's the dream scenario to have people like that on a part of the products, right? Like, and what I was saying with like, you know, Raz and Sven could say the same exact thing about bot lane, but it would mean more coming from Sven. I mean that sincerely. Like, the best thing, one of the better things that I did last year was that I was the person that led. Yeah, bigger, they're not nice to him at all. He did not just reacting what you said? Oh, he did? Oh, that's interesting. I'll actually look at the clip of that afterwards. Hold on, where was I? Yeah, like, okay, so one of the better things I did last year was that I was in charge of the most valuable prospect video for Masu, right? And I got Unforgiven to say, if this guy doesn't make it, I don't know what happened, right? Like, something's wrong. That means so much fucking more coming from Unforgiven than me, like, given who that is, right? And that's just, like, one of many examples. And I think that, like, people like Caedral, being as smart as he is, like, we need people like that to help you connect with the next generation of players coming in, right? I'm doing my best to help do that, but I don't have the same power that he does in terms of, like, the randoms, you know? Like, I don't have the same brand. I don't have the same weight of what I've accomplished in my career. And it means more coming from people like him, right? And again, like, I'm looking at his resume as a player, and it's like, why don't we have people that have, like, been even more successful, like Sven or Broxah on desk like that, you know? That's the entire point. So, yeah. I mean, I think if you're top 2 in the most important tournament in the world, and you played in multiple regions and you won in one, I think that is a resume that's successful enough for sure. Like, though, especially given how short careers are in esports, like, again, that is the dream scenario. And it does matter. Like, I think Greg Olson is a fantastic colorcaster for football. He's being booted off the main Fox team for Tom Brady. And you know what? In the long run, that's probably the best call. I mean, Tenacity is a thick Q, and he gets Wixie out of the fight. Like, he actually almost kills Wixie here. If he got another auto down, he would have auto EQ'd, maybe, and he would have gotten it back. This is decent for DSG, because they got the Drake at least. Yeah, I mean, Broxah is for sure is like, that's one of the dream resumes you want, like, for sure. That's like one of the cool parts about the LCK like broadcasts. Like, Cloud Templar is still involved, you know? Like, that guy is, like, he is a huge part of the Korean League of Legends scene, you know? Like, I think Huni is a great example with LCK, whoever brought that up. Like, Huni is fantastic, you know? And, like, again, the point is, like, I think that broadcasters as a whole, you don't have to be an ex-pro to be smart. And there are a million examples of that in broadcasts. But, like, I know Azael is a good player and a really good top laner, you know? What's up, Cam? If Azael says something and then Fudge says the same thing, it's going to mean more coming from Fudge, You know? It's just what it is with fans. And that's kind of like my point for that. And I think part of it is that I wish that, like, pros would be more apt to go on broadcasts, and I wish they would be incentivized more to actually pursue this as a real career. That's a crazy hook from Breezy. I missed that. Wow. This is a great hook from Breezy. That's crazy. He just guessed this. Wow, that's big. Damn. And Scar was on broadcast for a little bit. Like, this happened, but, like, I mean, Crumbs was on broadcast, you know? But, like, the incentive for them, like, it wasn't enough for them to stick around. And that's fine. I mean, like, you think Caedral and Double Lift make more money, like, working for Riot or co-streaming? I mean, Caedral made that decision. It's definitely co-streaming. Like, Tarek has twice the amount of viewers as the Valorant Made broadcast, right? If that, like, imagine if Tom Brady did his own stream and got twice the amount of views of Fox. What's the first thing that Fox would do? They'd open up a blank fucking checkbook to get him on air. I mean, that's not the world we live in, right? So this is the decision these guys have to make. And I can't blame them for it. And it sucks. Like, I love Caedral and his content. I thought that he was awesome to have. And a lot, like, because Caedral even just had ex-pro player experience and was still a very high-level player, he did enable people to connect on a much deeper level, you know? Like, he was great at his job. And it sucks that he's not incentivized enough to stay and keep on doing that. No, but the Manning cast is funded by ESPN. Like, imagine if Tom Brady did that on his own, you know? I mean, they can. They just don't choose to. All right, so these traps from Wixie aren't quite close enough to help Zumuto from getting away from the wall. And Zumuto steals it with an auto attack. Yep. And that's how this game ended. Pretty sad. So DSG, like, kind of just monumentally through this one. I mean, they had a lead. I think that Breezy did hit some nice hooks. I'll give him credit. I think Wixie had a decent game, but that should have been a DSG win. And we go to the next game. Hold on. Let me see this clip. I'm good. How about you, Cam? A little bit bummed. What, we got Caedral clips? I mean, this was on Monday. Monday was 3 days ago, so this must be 2 or 3 days ago. Yeah, I don't see it. Who was talking about it? Clatwis, if you're still here. It might have been in the Reddit recap, but I'm not going to go through that. Oh, it's probably Tarek. Okay, here we go. All right, let's actually listen to this. See if I get flamed or not.
My name's Green Cervidae. I'm also from Baltimore, Maryland.
Also, we got back-to-back.
That's Maryland. Baltimore, Baltimore, Maryland. Where's that? That's Maryland. That's fucking southeast, right?
Be the next stop for the LCS. What do you?
That's next to Arizona.
So my text actually, I was watching Cubby stream before HLL came on, and he said that he actually would really like to have more pros, former pros, like Sven and Bruxa on the broadcast, because if you look at the success of Caedral, like, the opportunity is massive for analysis and content and everything.
But Caedral's not on the broadcast.
No, he's not, but when he was, and then he left the broadcast and blew up even more. And I sorry to like piggyback off of it, but I also actually think that the same kind of logic could apply.
It wasn't just me. It was a rat gang.
To
I didn't get fired. I didn't get fired.
To former pros to start their own teams, like, or not even former pros, but like you could go to Tyler One or Cubby, any of these people, Double Lift. But I just think that like the opportunity for all these personalities to come into the scene is enormous, and maybe
The cat gang.
team is doing something.
There is no cat gang.
Anything, and I just think it'd be cool.
I would not want any of the three people you just mentioned to run a team. Like those are not. I love the idea of them being associated with a team, or maybe being the figurehead ownership type deal.
Yeah, I want to see
Somebody
PewDiePie
start a
esports.
team running a team. That would be rough.
Yeah, so I mean, part of this was like I've talked about this quite a bit about how I think it's really important to have like players actually be involved. And a lot of this comes from like traditional sports, and I love to use the example of like if you took Caedral's player resume, then he would never be able to be on a major network show for any traditional sport.
What the fuck, man? You know my score, not my story. Okay, yo, chill out, Cubby, man. Okay, you know my score, not my story. Bro, you gave me a couple years and the right players. I'm Tom Brady, bro.
Like this guy never made playoffs, right?
What is he doing? Yo, chill out.
If you take that player resume, regardless of your talent on broadcast, like because the brand you have as a player isn't like quite as high, it's really tough to like actually make it. And I think part of the special part of esports that obviously Caedral's great on broadcast, and like, he was able to build his brand really well, which is fantastic for him. But again, like I feel like over time as people have gone
Catching
streaming,
strees.
Like at times I think that like I have an issue when like Tarek and Caedral have more viewers than the main broadcast. Like this tells me that it's a very fundamental issue with Riot that like they don't want to like compensate these guys like what they need to do to be a part of the broadcast instead of streaming their own products. Where yes, they are building up like the show they're covering, but ultimately they're not on the main broadcast, and therefore I view that as a missed opportunity for them. And also like I mean look, me and Sven could say the same exact thing, and Sven's thing would matter 10 times more just because of what Sven's experience was.
I get what he's saying, but also like for example, it's not just Riot. I don't even blame Riot. Like for example, the CS majors on right now, the CS2 major in Copenhagen. The main broadcast is like third or fourth most viewed. You've got Gal Settings, the streamer who's clearing the main broadcast by double every game. You've got Oda Pixel who's going fucking crazy, and there's another streamer I saw who's also above the mainstream. So it's not just Riot. Like it's the CS2 major is the fourth most watched of the major broadcast.
Yeah, it's a gaming issue.
Actually,
So like he's right. It's for sure a gaming issue, right? But again, like at any point, like if this is major network television, you're doing everything you can to get the most amount of views possible. And if you aren't going to pay the best people you can to have on broadcast, it's a missed opportunity. And I mean, look, like me giving this take, guys, I'm putting myself out of the conversation of this entirely, right? I think this is best for the product. I really do. Like, this is the way that I would go about it. Again, I don't think that I should be a caster
great, but
on
like you said, Cummy,
like. I am a caster because I do it. I'm good at it. I get paid enough to do it. Like I accept what I get. But there are people that could be way more talented to be like actually doing this, right? And Caedral's one of them, right? All right, hold on.
worse in CS than it is in League. In League, it's like LEC, Ibai, and that's it. There's no one else who has more main viewership.
Right? Like this guy's won multiple regions. He's taken top 4 worlds. His opinion is always going to hold more weight. And I feel like having players that were involved in the past product, building up the people coming up, it really has a big impact on people connecting with the future generations that come to the league too. So yeah, I think Sven is like the perfect candidate for someone that can be on broadcast, and I think Brox has been a huge help for LEC. And I really wish that like more experts consider this as a successful route like for a post career. It's that way in traditional sports. I think it's a lot harder in esports, but I do think like having someone like Sven on the broadcast helping connect the next generation of players, I think that does make a big difference for the guys that are now up and coming now.
I also like that you Trojan horsed your own take through this coming. You were like,
I did.
You're like, oh yeah,
yeah,
here's an opinion of mine, and I'll say this on stream right before Hotline League. And if anybody's listening, wow, sure, is this an opinion that deserves some discussion?
Grow the Cubby stream.
That was
I mean, at least it was this and not challengers, Travis. You know.
Sven, whenever you see a former pro on the broadcast, do you respect their opinion more than everybody else that's on the broadcast?
Oh, see, he rated. Oh, we have the JoJo inspired stray. Still nice.
Wait, what? Sorry? Honestly, like, I've been a little bit spaced out last couple minutes. What were you saying?
You're just once Cubby started talking about how smart and beautiful you are and how successful you are and everything. That
Oh
you've
yeah,
done,
that was nice.
Yeah, you just went off into space.
That's what I heard.
So Cubby was just talking about how great it is that former pros could be on broadcast because they're so smart and well formed. And then I called you, and you said you had nothing to say. You just sat there zoned.
You know what I realized, Chad? And this is not aimed at anyone on the show specifically, but how do I frame this in a way that like makes sense? And I'm not saying this to play the victim at all. I'm not saying this at all. Like I'm in a very like privileged position. The streams are going great. But what I've noticed is people who were nice to me in the industry when I was smaller as a caster are now quite mean to me as I've gotten bigger as a streamer. You know, I don't know how to say that in a way. I'm not trying to say that like it makes me sad or anything, but I've noticed that a lot of people in the industry that were either like homies or I would speak to every now and then or like, you know, whoever it was, they've now like don't talk to me or they don't reply to me or like they do digs at me a lot. And it actually becomes more frequent. Like it's like I don't know. I'm not aiming at Cubby, you know. I get the Cubby has his opinions, whatever. I'm not like I never knew Cubby in the first place, right? So it's not that I'm judging everything. I'm just saying there's like it's weird, man. That shit's so fucking weird. And I get the argument of like, well, back in those days I probably didn't stream as much, right? So I was a lot more of a human, and now I stream shit tons. But no, it's not VoD. Yo, it's not VoD. Yo, chill out. VoD's a fucking homie. This is not the VoD. But yeah, there's a lot of people who just don't want to speak to me anymore, or like don't give a fuck, and they just like go on to different places and say like mean shit, or I get linked mean shit about the things they say about me, which is weird. Again, like I'm not here to play victim. I'm just saying like it's kind of the more viewers, the more yeah. Anyway.
I mean, I feel bad. I know he's like not aiming that at me. I like what I'm saying is a genuine compliment, right? Like he's been very successful, and I think that more people like him who could have had better resumes can also do something similar. And I mean, obviously, like, I mean, regardless of resume, like, he was awesome on broadcast, right? So I feel bad though that he feels like that's the case. I say that out of wanting to have him and more people like him on the broadcast. I think that matters a lot in terms of connecting. So, and yeah, I haven't talked to Caedral, but he does really good work, and I look up to him. And yeah. Anyway, back to my work. VoD reviews. Here we go. All right, game 2. DSG tragically lost game 1. Happened in this one. Your bear stinger is so cute. Shout out Leche Lorne. Verisori Gragas with Wukong Renata. So we definitely have a lot of press R, right? Wombo, wombo, wombo. We can split, help wombo. Also, if people are held in place, this is a fuck ton of damage. This is a little bit of a low damage combo. I would have rather seen the Kindred here, but I think Kindred is a little bit tough against this. But I do really like the roast on Kindred. So we have a lot of speed here. And then try ability to wombo. I will say it is Jarvan and the 2 immobile carries. I just don't think Karma's the best pairing for all this. Like, if you're going to run this, I would rather have Syndra. All right. I hope to catch more streams. Have a good night. Yeah, thanks, Cloudless. I appreciate you. I didn't know that he, went over that. So, yeah, I appreciate you sharing, and welcome to the Bear Den. Your take shouldn't be his actual content. I think your take should be that he's talking about you. That's pretty awesome. That's my take. Yeah, man. I talked about Caedral to be a clout chaser, you know? That's the only reason, right? I'm just going to use and abuse him like other people in the industry. No, I'm kidding. No, again, I mean, a lot of respect for him. So, I mean, I think he's making the right call. Like, my take is that Riot should pay him more to incentivize him to go on the broadcast. Like, he's very talented, right? He should get what he earns, and he does that streaming. But I think that it hurts the overall product to miss people like him, and I think a lot of people agree. So. Good work so far by Zamudo early. I think that the Renekton Gragas matchup definitely changed quite a bit this season. I talked about this a bit on on this stream, but oh, Tenacity's running Phase Rush now. Well, I guess Kelsey would have gotten in the DMs of everyone. Just run Phase Rush Gragas. Frank, someone DMs you and is like, "Hey, are you free to guest cast this day?" Yeah. I won't go into my thoughts on that, but yeah. I mean, fun fact, that's actually how I got my first ever casting gig. All right, so we got double dash. That's nice. Gragas has decent sustain here. You just W and keep autoing. Oh, look, Varus getting a kill at level 3. Who would have thought? This never happened in Challengers League before. I mean, Breezy blew Aftershock, and Varus level 3 is really, really, really strong, so I think that's an oopsie from Breezy. Enjoy your random DMs for guest casting. No, I have things to say about that would probably get me in trouble with Riot. So maybe we wait till after the season to talk about that. Or until after I'm like done casting one day to talk about that. What I will say is that when Kelsey was our boss, we had a rubric that she would grade all of us on, and I found that to be very helpful. And she sourced that rubric with other casters and regions worldwide. And Kelsey's goal was to actually standardize that rubric with all casters across the world. And when Kelsey wasn't our producer anymore, that rubric got entirely dropped, and I've never gotten that level of feedback in my cast since. Say I learned after TGI strikes it big and gives Cubby a raise. How's Matt Magical doing, by the way? Hopefully good. Last time I talked to him was when we were recording some content. He said he had something else that he wanted to do with me, and I said absolutely. But I haven't heard back from him since then, so hopefully he's busy with other stuff. If you're on Travis's emotes, what kind of emote would you like? I don't know, probably a goofy one. Is this a good take or not from DSG? I mean, Zimido is in trouble. Nice flash, though. And now, like, from here, I mean, I really like what Rosethorn is doing, playing on Vision. Because he ends up getting a really big engage. And then Onat's here. Oh, Young. Well played, Young. That Dissonance ended up being really big because it sped him up to get that kill. And then they got the bailout. Dude. I will say Poom's Renata is really scary, too. I thought Poom won his... Pretty sure he won the Renata game on... Oh... Perry Kong? Yeah, Perry Kong. Nice. They get grub respawn and they split it. Yeah, I saw the announcement for that, Cam. Congrats. Glad to see Matt Magical helping out as well. All right, so we get Drake off that. Oh, man. The Tenacity Graggy. Nice. I love how Tenacity and DSG plays Gragas. Also, Cleaver Rush from Wukong. A little bit interesting, just given that like he's playing a little bit more towards top side, and there isn't a ton of armor coming in. I think Cleaver's a great item on the Kong, but usually I see a Sundered Sky start or a Stridebreaker start. And I think each would be okay this game, but it's going to be Cleaver. I forgot about this song. I like this song a lot. Nice presence of mind there from Young to back off. Sorry if you've already answered. Don't be sorry. What happened if you're on mute? There were issues server side. And so we weren't able to play those games today. And we're going to try and get them to you as fast as possible. But they're not being played today. So follow Path to LCS or my Twitter if you want updates. I will retweet that as soon as it hits the feed. It's a really good auto assault, but Wixie was like never really able to auto. He's just getting spaced by Manui. I like how Manui played this a lot, actually. Like, yeah, he just pushed Wixie off entirely, and then Tenacity Perry just won the other side of the fight, and it got completely split. I really like how Manui played that. I think Manui's Varus is, like, actually been quite good though in playoffs. This is definitely a champ, like, I'd be able to... Like, you're probably going to have to give DSG once, but I would have a game plan against it. And I think Manui's played it quite well. Tenacity's Graggy is too good. He's a really good Gragas player. I'm curious, like, why he goes the Witch Bane and not the tier route. I'm assuming that, like, the Seraph's route, he feels like is overkill, or he doesn't do, like, any damage. Can we put some Little Dirk on? Okay, funnily enough, I got a picture in group chat today of my buddy flying with Little John behind him. The 2010s GOAT. Wait, wasn't he the guy that like kept on going, yeah, in all of his songs? Was that Little John? Yeah? Oh, I gotta send this to a group chat. Hold on. That was a really nice wombo from DSG. I just sent it to Manny. Thoughts on a Blaze Olive wanted to come back to pro. Good for him. Best of luck. I don't know where he's like, where he's at in terms of play, but I think a Blaze Olive has always been like someone that people connected with, and I hope that he's able to like do his damnedest to come back. This game was a bit of a stomp. I will say I think it's kind of hard to play Sivir into this comp. I didn't love the Sivir pick. And I think the Karma Jarvan pairing was a little bit awkward. Again, like, I think it's tough to be, like... Their early pick... Like, I think Jarvan has value for sure into Ori Varus, but the Karma Jarvan is like an pairing. And... Yeah, they lost to 2v2 early, and then it was kind of... Yeah, Poom's good right now. It's just really tough to auto with Sivir into Ori, Wukong, Gragas, Varus, Renata. Like, everyone outranges you and presses R on you. And we just saw Manui, like, fucking force Wixie off a fight solo. And Tenacity's got 4 levels. If Tenacity would have gotten Breezy back in, that would have been kind of nice. Unfortunately, it did not hit, and it doesn't matter. Dude, Perry Wukong, by the way. The legend of the Perry Wukong. It keeps growing. What the? That was the fastest swap I've ever seen. XXL doesn't need go bear. All right, first pick Ashe. Boom, ran this game with Ashe. And then we just have, like, poke pick comp. So, holding people in place. We have the Aatrox in the Rumble, which is really good for Tenacity. And it definitely means, like, he's going to rush Maw here. So these two have to be responsible for killing Aatrox. I will say, like, I think the Alistar pick was decent this game, but you can't blitz or not into Ashe. And I think that's a pretty tough one to let through. AOE just kind of said we don't want to play this, especially on a red side. Damn, they picked red side here. Most definitely. I think Jax is a decent pick here too, because like you can get MR from your ult, and then you just press E to dodge out on this. Actually not bad for DSG. I kind of like this for DSG. Annie Nico. Is Ori banned? Yeah. Talia was banned too, yeah. I like that. All right. Good scouting words here from DSG on the bot side, and Poom's really forcing Breezy off like that. That's crazy. You're waiting for Ash to get through here. Oh, I like the flash commit from Breezy. Like, it enables they can actually do something level 1, and actually helps their lane quite a bit. That's well done by Breezy. I mean, they're still kind of fucked here, but he at least has Hex Flash. They got a chunk on the Poom, and they got heal out, so I think it's valuable. Starting an NACL team, what would you name it? The Little Cubbos. I don't know. The Cruising Cubs. It'd be something dumb and bear related. Alright, so Rosethorn finds Perry and he's trying to play around the red buff. They did force bot lane back, so he actually gets this. Nice. I really like that trade from Breezy on the flash. Oh my god, that's tragic. He still gets crab. Holy shit, that sucks though. Oh, I would really like here if he went to check enemy wraps. He could have gotten a wrap to respawn here. Like, because, yeah, I would have really liked if he checked that. Because if he sees Perry there, then he knows that he can actually walk towards his mark. And if not, then he would have had that and he would have been up tempo. Said Perry gets in, gets level 4, and kind of dunks him in the jungle a little bit. And he gets to get his own camp. So that's nice from Perry. I think Rosethorn should have checked the respawn wraps. That was tragic for AOE. Really well played here by Poom. I mean, Poom has such a big impact between this trade. Like, just proccing Halo Blades, and then takes Control Ward, and then just absolutely annihilates them in this choke, too. He's level 5 because he got that. Getting the red buff helps with that, but Jesus. Free Drake because of Poom. Well played. Really well played by Poom. Man, Poom's really been playing well in the back half of this season, I think. Poom was massive in this game. Holy shit. I mean, this is winning. And Quick Play sucks. I don't love this take, but AOE Onat's not spotted until now. And I think they're just kind of... I don't like this because Poom is first to reset. And he's spotted mid here. Now, like... Or, shit. Breezy's first to reset. So Poom is, like, walking out of base for this. I think that they're like kind of banking that they can one-shot Rosethorn, but Tenacity isn't, and Parry don't CC Rosethorn. So I think they have to one-shot Rosethorn if they want to go for this, and that's really tough against Annie. Like, they go for the Annie, and I think you need to go for the Kindred and Chain so that she can't ult. And if you can't do that, it's a bad take. So, like, I wouldn't take this play if I'm DSG. Ranked should be the lowest queue time. You just get the best lobbies in ranked. Like, my theory on ranked is that everyone has ladder anxiety, but you should not have ladder anxiety. You should just play it to play. And then wherever you're at, you're at. Like, if you want to climb, that's fine. But like, I just gonna be a little bit of a hot take. Like, you don't have to play ranked to win every game. Like, I switch roles all the time playing ranked, you know? I've played Phil, like, to D1. I've played I've mained mid in D4. I used to have an account for support in mid. Because I couldn't work on my hands as well when I was playing support. Like, I just got challenged way more playing mid. Like, my mid account would be, like, D3, and my support account would be, like, high diamond. It's, like, way back, like, when I first had my real-life job. Or, like, even back in college sometimes. I had a support account, like a solo lane account. Yeah, just, you know, it's fun. Really nice punish here by Zamudo. I will say that one thing, I like where Poom threw the arrow because he at least forced Zamudo to step back, but if DSG, like, if they walk up here, you can just wait to W, and then he's flashless, so I think you W, and then you just take the guaranteed stun. But I do like how Poom at least threw the arrow where you have to walk back. But I think that you just wait. Like, either way, he's flashless, you're guaranteed to hit that W, and then after that, you throw out the stun. And maybe you get to save ECA and take another play. I love this song. Ari or Nico? I mean, it depends on the scenario. Ari is growing on me a little bit, but I actually I don't love Ari right now. Late flash by Zamudo gets some bonus ult from Tenacity, so that's okay. I think Ari is a little bit more comp dependent. Like, Nico can kind of solo engage and main engage, whereas I think Ari's best right now is follow up. Whereas when Everfrost was in the game, Ari could play the same role as Nico. And in the matchup, it should be a little bit Nico favored early, and then Ari outskills. But even then, like, it just kind of depends on what you need with the team. Parry jump gets him over the wall. It's good. A little lucky, a little close, but that's fine. The way the DSG plays this out is that I really like how they just really stay disciplined around their abilities. So, like, you're going to see DSG really play with picks. Like, Nico Ash chains, like, in the jacks, and then Ziggs over the top as well. And it gets really tough for AoE to play the game. I think that the way that DSG plays it, like, they need their ADs to auto down the Aatrox. And the way they play it is that they play at the range that the enemy ADs can't really interact. Really nice toggle from our observer there, Kai. Showing that the ward survived. I like stuff like that a lot. I know we've talked a little bit about our observing with NACL on this stream, but we've really leveled up there thanks to Kai and all of his hard work. Yeah, it's like here, like, it's so tough for Onat to play this, you know? Like, you're walking into a brush blind to try and get control over a river, and then look at all the damage Onat takes. Like, he can't interact with that at all. And all of a sudden, that's a TP burn. So now when you get those ults back up, you have a timer you can play off of. Okay, he saves it, but it's a tower gone. NACL does have 8-team playoffs. It's also double elimination. So this is a lower bracket matchup. So whoever loses this game is out. This was played earlier today. I don't know. I felt like DSG kind of 3-0'd the series. This is just so good from DSG. Really like how Young waits out to throw this E, by the way, because Nams just spites up. So, like, it's a slow into the ult. Perry waits to go in. We hold the E. Then we find a beautiful double E from Young. Young plays this so well. It's all when Herald's being dropped and Dragon's up, so they're just holding the choke, and then they use their ults and they retreat because they already took health bar advantage. That's really, really good stuff from DSG. Definitely played a lot more disciplined in these later games. It was not the best Rumble ult, no, but I think the setup was still really, really good from DSG, so we'll give him credit for that. I think Manui gets W off a little bit sooner. This hits. I really like this. It's a really nasty angle from Poom. Like, Onat's never going to see that one coming. They get the flash out, though. And again, like, there are parts of AOE that their comp is range gated against this, and the way that DSG played it out is that they won their lanes, they took map control, and, like, Poom is really under-leveled, but the map impact that Poom's having is massive. Like, you're level 7, 21 minutes in, other supports like that, too, because Poom just keeps on forcing people back. Why don't the top 2 in NACL join LCS? Because of franchising. So that's just how it fucking is. The top 2 of NACL OQs, though, do join NACL, as we both Lit and Mirage Alliance will have to earn their way back through the promotion tournament. Mirage Alliance has some roster swaps. Yeah, congrats on qualifying, Shogo. Actually, we have Papa Smithy was asking if he feels like, or if I feel like Mirage Alliance is a favorite now, given the roster swap they made with Neo coming in. Wondering what you think about that. If you have any opinions. People that don't know, Shogo's on Ole Miss. He's their marksman. Certainly better. Yeah, I think it's better. I think CCG is actually my favorite for the tournament if they get in. CCG is bad. Do you face CCG next round? I really want CCG to be in the tournament. I think that's the 4 best teams. All right, hold on. We actually have a play going. You got hit by ads? Oh, sorry. Really? Yeah, this is a little bit awkward. We'll see in the replay how these two traded. Wow, that's a really nice flash from Poom. Yeah, it kind of baits Onen in there. And then the root connects, and Young and Poom win this, and then Breeze is on the wrong side of the map. We're going to go over the replay on this one because it got a little bit convoluted. He can be bad and still beat Ole Miss. Yeah, what's the next round of matchups for OQs? So Manui flashes here. And the Comet actually aggroes the Baron. And Manui plays it well to get full combo down and like kill Wixie, right? I think ideally, Wixie should have queued over the wall. I didn't see Wixie throw Q. I didn't know if Q's up. So I think Manui or Wixie should try to play to Q over the wall and then continue to chase Manui. It's one way it could have been a little bit more optimal. Because then you could flash something like this. Okay. Interesting. I haven't seen a lot of OQs. I really hope the CCG makes it in. Because I feel like, yeah, I feel like, I know Bradley's been playing really well. I think that mids are quite punishable in the OQ tournament, or the promo tournament, which is good news for you guys at Ole Miss. Really nice arrow from Poom. Like, Rosethorn doesn't have ult back up. Yeah, I think CCG wins too. I'm really hoping they do. About their match happening tomorrow at 4, and the VoD will be shown after Fly C versus TL. I'm gonna check my DMs, see if I'm asked to cast. How do we beat TL? Hold on. I might talk about that a little bit. This play just went from bad to worse for AOE. Zumudo can't shove this lane. No one else is showing. Like, Manui's catching mid-high. Really nice arrow. Like, they at least buy Them's Respite, and then Young's there to follow up right after, so it's just nothing burger. And then we see Perry. He gets away from Annie. His... Oh, we got a bet going on in the chat. What a side bet. No one tell Whooply. At CCG deal, what's up, Bradley? Bradley, I'm rooting for you, buddy. I want to see you in the promo tournament.
Holy shit, he's hot!
Hey, whoever gifted Bradley, thanks. Very nice of you. I mean, it's pretty decent from Young. Like, they get a lot on the Rosethorn, and again, they're fighting outside the Lambs Respite cooldowns. So, like, when it comes back up, he's got to pop it so early, just given that he's low. It's like, yes, Young goes down, but they did so much damage, and then, like, I mean, once it expires, Tenacity just has a beautiful TP. This one's pretty ogre. We'll play Tenacity. And